We have the challenger here, Paul Hughes. Everybody welcome in Paul Hughes. Paul, how are you? Eric Richter, New York Post. What's going on?
Life is good, brother. Life is very good.
Yeah. This is you're fighting, over overseas again in the Middle East. You're in the middle of a weight cut here. How you feeling first and foremost? And is there, anything that you have like going on right now that's particularly interesting?
Um, Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Bro, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be back in fight week again. I'm happy that this fight finally got made. And yeah, we're here.
Yeah. So obviously controversial split decision. I actually just rewatched it this morning. Are you still surprised that that was a decision that you didn't end up getting after, looking back on it, the back is almost 9 months ago now.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I definitely done enough to get my hand raised, but all of that goes out the window now, and Friday night is all that matters.
For sure. Now, as the resident betting guy, you were plus 500 underdog the first time that you fought Usman Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
You are now plus 176, nearly a pick'em. Actually, no, sorry, plus 136, nearly a pick'em. Is I feel like that's a testament of the skills that you've shown inside the smart cage. Is there anything that you could say about maybe the improvement that you've had over the past year?
Yeah, well, look, it's been a 10-month training camp for this rematch. Yes, I have had a fight in between that, but ultimately I knew what was going down this year. I knew that this was going to happen at some point, so that has been my focus and my drive. So yeah, huge improvements.
Yeah, absolutely. Upon rewatching, um, you're heavy, man, on the pressure. It is suffocating in there. It looked like Usman at different points was kind of really struggling to keep up with your pace. Your leg kicking was really high level, and even your takedown defense, your ability to throw hooks and crosses as he was going in for clinch work was really impressive. Could we expect to see, a similar game plan with the leg kicks as a primary focus to halt the grappling exchanges?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I had success with the kicks last fight. I will certainly be implementing more this time. But the tricky part is kicking without getting taken down. So my setups must be and continue to be on point.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of controversy in the lead up to the fight, and then honestly, since then, you were training with Craig Jones the last time out, and he's famous um, with the wrestling strategy of if you get taken down, just get up, right? Like that. As a jiu-jitsu guy myself, so are you training with him again for this bout? And maybe speak to the training regimen that you had put on you with Craig.
Yeah, we done some bits some time ago. I actually picked up some like three or four phenomenal details, like really, really good details that I have since implemented into my game that I've found a lot of success with, to be honest. So it was actually a really beneficial to train with him.
Yeah, and you're training with him again for this fight?
I haven't trained with him since I guess a couple months ago or a few
Okay.
months ago.
I mean, I know he was busy with CJI
Yeah.
and stuff like that. What would you say is like the most important thing that you've learned up in the last year, even if it's not related to Craig Jones, the most important thing that you've learned over the past year?
Mm, Most important thing I've learned in the past year. Hmm. I think I've learned just, I guess, more so that that my ambition and my resilience is just on a whole other planet. Especially because of that first fight not going my way. I mean, just the headspace that I've been in since that has been different. So that's, I guess you could say that's something that I've learned.
So like kind of like being able to put that past you a little bit after everything that kind of went down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. Okay. And like, you know, this upcoming week, I had said earlier this year that this before this fight was announced, I'll say, I said that this was the most important fight that needed to be made in MMA for the rest of the year, regardless of promotion. Um, you guys are this is a big week for MMA. There's BKFC going on, there's UFC going on, and then there's obviously PFL going on, all in the span of a few days here. Do you feel like you guys are kind of flying under the radar a little bit with this fight?
Potentially a little bit, yeah. But in saying that, like when Friday night comes and I get that victory, then I know that it just goes to a different stratosphere. So I'm not really fixated in anything that's happening now because I know what is going to happen on Friday.
Um, as you get closer to weight cutting day, what is it like to cut weight over there? I mean, I know that it was really hot the last time that you guys fought ahead of that. How much of a challenge was that for you? And then, is that something that you are still dealing with now that you are fighting in this in the Middle East again with for Usman?
Yeah, look, I've been here 3.5 weeks, so I'm fully acclimatized and was the last time also, so it really hasn't been an issue at all.
Oh, well, that's good. Any training camps stories, whether it's sparring? I mean, obviously you fought, Bruno Miranda, and and no disrespect to Bruno Miranda,
Mhm.
but you fought him, and for reasons that were kind of unclear, right? I think that fight was kind of negatively received, not for you, but more so the PFL putting that fight out. Why did that fight happen in your eyes?
You're talking about the Bruno fight?
Yeah.
Well, look, I wanted to stay active, and PFL granted me the unbelievable opportunity to fight in my home city of Belfast, and I sold the arena out 7,000 seats, which was literally has been my dream for a very long time. So that's why that fight happened.
Yeah. And obviously that was a really impressive performance that you had in your home city of Belfast. When you come into this fight, what do you think will be different about your performance against Usman?
Well, number one, my hand gets raised for sure. Number two, I should win every round. I'm prepared to. My game plan, I fully believe, is solid enough to win every round. And then, of course, I can clip him at any time as well, as you've seen from my last fight. It was a 42-second knockout. So, yeah, I'm ready.
Your takedown defense. I noticed when Usman was going for takedowns a lot, he was kind of transitioning to like a front headlock position, and then you seemed kind of comfortable with that, and then you were able to stand up, like work for underhooks, and then end the takedown attempt. Are you expecting a similar type of game plan from Usman where he goes into the grappling if things go awry with the striking, say?
Yeah, I believe he will initiate wrestling exchanges earlier in this fight. Yeah.
Yeah. And in this scenario, like what would you say is something that you're most focused on going into the first round of the fight, opening bell?
What I'm focused on most is winning every round.
Yeah.
That's my focus.
If if it's a finish, what uh what would you say you get him with?
Mm, could be a knee. It could be like it genuinely could be anything with me. I can generate power from everywhere. I have knockouts with every limb. Now that I think of it, elbow, knee,
Mhm.
kick, like hands. So I think it could be anything.
Yeah, I mean at one point I believe you had back to back knee not sorry, not knee, elbow victories. I believe your last fight in Cage Warriors, I was going through your Tapology page.
Yeah.
Um, you know what yeah, obviously let's play matchmaker, right? Like you pull off the dub, get your hand raised on Friday. What's next for you after that?
Trilogy. The trilogy's gonna happen.
Okay. Okay. um where would you want the trilogy? Yeah, where would you want the trilogy?
It would have to be Belfast. We would have to do it there because with the first two being in Dubai, number three has to be in Belfast.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. When Ali Abdelaziz has definitely been talking a lot of junk. Khabib Nurmagomedov seemed to I don't know if I would even call this a compliment or not, but he said that you guys that they underestimated you a little bit in the lead up to the fight. What do you think about all the stuff coming out of that camp?
At this point, I don't really care at all.
Mhm. Interesting. Um, Habib was a big time piece. He says that Usman Nurmagomedov might be the best fighter. No, sorry, Habib said that Usman might be one of the best fighter at the division across all promotions. What what who would you put at that level between you, Usman, and then the rest of the
Look, I know that I'm top five right now. I know that on Friday I had the opportunity to prove that. I mean, there'll be absolutely no question I'm top five, but on Friday, get a stoppage victory, you could say I'm up there one or two, no question.
Yeah, as you come up here, you've been at the PFL for a little while now. Obviously, there's a Bellator PFL merger or whatever. Um, where are you at in your career right now? I mean, obviously, we saw Dakota Ditcheva get re-signed by the PFL early, seemingly before her contract was even up. Has there been any discussions like that with you guys with the PFL of like a early re-sign?
No discussions as of yet.
Interesting. Okay. Is that something that you guys would be interested in doing?
Look, my focus is Friday night, and whatever happens after that, we'll see.
Absolutely. Um, yeah, I mean, do you have like a dream fight in your mind when it comes to like fight like regardless of history? One question that I wanted to ask was like regardless of who's fighting right now, like who's one fight or fighter that you like always looked up to as like maybe like this is like my dream scenario. It could be
Mm, can't think of one right now. All that I think about right now is Paul Hughes versus Usman Nurmagomedov.
yeah. No, that's totally fair. In terms of like one thing that I've talked about recently is like technology in the fighting game. Um, are you guys using like advanced technology at all or maybe even like statistical edges or whatever, to get you to the point where you feel like you have like maybe an edge in some way, whether it's like camera work or it could be stats or anything like that. Like when you guys are like breaking down film or whatever, is there anything that you guys use behind the scenes?
Nothing in particular in terms of actual statistics or punches thrown or anything like that.
Mhm.
For me, as always with fighting, I believe it's always the intangibles. That's what really matters. And there is no better feedback than getting 5 rounds with somebody already. So that's what I've built my game plan off.
Absolutely. Anything different in terms of this fight camp with this fight camp compared to the last one? Obviously, 10-month fight camp. Do you feel like that is there anything specifically different that you guys have done?
Nothing hugely different, just very much more specific.
Yeah. Um, and then just walk me through like your mental reset a little bit after the first fight, if there was one.
There hasn't been one. It's been go.
It's just been just running from the start. Do you look at that as a as an advantage that you have that you're able to just kind of run?
You cannot stop this drive. This is, I mean, sixth fight in less than 18 months. Third fight this year, fourth world title fight in my career. You can't stop this drive. Look, this is everything to me. And Friday night, I get to go out and finally fucking do it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Um, and is there anything that you want like maybe the fans to know or the people to know about this fight specifically? I mean, I'm not sure kind of where you're at on the fight promotion of it, but obviously you are pretty talented on the mic. So I always wanted to know like, is there anything that you specifically wanted the fans to know about things that the fans should know leading up to this fight?
Um, Nothing in particular comes to mind at this point. I have promoted, I have sold, I have got this fight done, and here we are, fight week, and my focus now is just doing the business for Friday night.
No, put me in if at all possible, and we'll wrap shortly. I know you're in the middle of a fight week, so it's definitely not easy. But put me into like the thought process of a fighter, because obviously, like I've been backstage at a fight promotion. What is it like from your perspective to be right before walking into the octagon? Maybe you're getting your wrists taped. Walk me through that process from your perspective of right before you're walking into the cage, or maybe the hour before, hour or two before. Do you have any like rituals or anything that you do prior to stepping into the cage?
Nothing I would class as a ritual, but um, first of all, when my hands start getting wrapped, that's when it's like, right, we're entering the zone a little bit here. The music starts coming on. Well, you at that point maybe it's a bit more silence. I'm entering, I'm getting close to that zone. But when I get my gear on and I start warming up, I just throw my fight playlist on, and that's almost instantly come into the zone. And that's me from that moment until the cage, until after the fight. I'm there. You know, I don't need to get around into the fight to switch on. I'm there from the warm up room, and that's a huge advantage that I have, to be honest.
Can I ask any good songs on the playlist that you'd like to share?
Oh, a lot of good songs, brother. A lot of good songs. A lot of Gunna. It'll start off slow. I'll hit it with a bit of country first. It'll be a bit of Chris Stapleton, maybe a bit of Morgan Wallen, and then we'll build into it. We'll get a wee bit of Gunna going. You
Yeah.
know, some good shit.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's fun. You know, what is that what is do you have like a specific pump song that you have at the end? I mean, for me, I could tell you what mine is. Mine's it was System of the Down. That would always be something that anytime like I'd uh looking for pump music, I'd go to System of a Down.
Mhm.
You have any hype music?
Yeah, brother. It's my walkout song. It's Nipsey Hussle. It's Victory Lap. That's what kind of activates me even further.
Amazing, amazing. You is there any challenges in a rematch? I'm not off the top of my head. I'm not sure if you've ever actually had a rematch in the octagon before. Is this your first rematch?
No, I had a rematch to unify the Cage Warriors featherweight title, and my first fight was a robbery. We done a rematch, and in the second one, I 50-43'd him.
Mhm.
So that's how my first rematch went. And this one, I expect the same.
Do you view that as an advantage, having been there and done that on a rematch scale before? Um,
Yeah.
and is there anything in terms of like a camp that maybe you took from the last rematch that you had?
Yeah, there was a big the pressure that I felt for that in particular rematch was the most pressure I felt for anything in my career since, and I don't know if I'll ever feel that again because there was so much on the line for me that night. So I've already walked through that fire and came out the other side.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What do you think Usman Nurmagomedov is up to in his camp? Like, if you were putting yourself in his shoes, what do you think he would?
I think they're gonna try wrestle earlier. Yeah,
Do you think they're just going to try to wrestle? You said
they'll try wrestle earlier.
wrestle earlier. Okay. Um, was he like not as big as you expected him to be inside the cage? 'Cause
Nah, he's long. You know, obviously we always weigh in at the same weight, so there's not that much discrepancy. But no, he's long.
He's long. Okay. Yeah, I mean, any parting thoughts as we wrap here on as we get to fight week? It's Tuesday at the time of recording. Fight time is Friday. Obviously, weigh-ins on Thursday. What's the parting message here as we get to the as it's almost time. So, what's the parting message to the fans, to Usman? Yeah.
Look, it's very simple. I shocked the world truly with my performance on Friday, and on Friday night, my life will never be the same again.
I can tell you that the first fight has 1.5 million views on YouTube. It is a highly watched fight, I believe. So yeah, eyeballs will be on you guys without a doubt. Obviously, it's a good card as well throughout. Lots of good fights on it. Magomedov is on it, obviously. Um, yeah, big fight card. Appreciate you jumping on, Paul. And best of luck. Obviously, you got the weight cut coming up and all that good stuff. So, yeah, wish you the best of luck, Paul.
Thank you, mate.